I can't see Makhachev backing him up. I think it's going to be at range, and eventually as we get into the fight, JDM will just start pushing him backwards, drawing the shots out more obviously. And since JDM stopped jumping gillies, man, takedown defense elite.
The fight that I've had my eye on for a long time, Islam Makhachev taking on JDM.
There's Sean Brady in there. There's Kamaru Usman in there. And Shavkat, what does that leave 170 pounds, Kush? This weight class right here is just moving.
If JDM defends that title, who better than to say, okay, let's solidify him as the new generation of champion by taking on the biggest names, the former pound for pound in the division. We want to make the biggest fight in the division. There is no question. And then, of course, if Islam wins, pound for pound versus pound for pound fighting, done my job to let them know, because they wanted to see, hey, are you still that guy? Can you still hang with these guys? I went in and I've showed them that. I believe I'm still the biggest in the division. It's a great fight. There's a lot going on in the welterweight division.
The giant battle between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena is coming up soon, and the hype is absolutely bonkers at the moment. Fans across the globe are glued, and both combatants are throwing fire even before the octagon doors are about to shut. Makhachev's training videos have people's attention because he seems to be significantly larger, adding on considerable weight since his previous performance. Islam's weight gain may appear substantial, but George Masvidal isn't impressed. Masvidal actually thinks the extra weight might be counterproductive. Having more size translates to carrying more energy expenditure, and in a hard-fought contest, that might exhaust Makhachev faster than normal.
I've seen Islam, bro. He's a big guy. He's sucking out a lot of weight to get to 55. I think he might start doing better at 70. Problem is, though, Jack is special. We're gonna see just how special he is if he beats Islam Jack. #1 pound for, wow, that's impressive, you know. I'm leaning towards Islam, brother.
Oh, really?
You know, but I really think it's going to be a tough fight for him, but a great fight, man.
Jack was able to defend takedown attempts by Bilal.
Bilal has the best cardio in MMA, but Bilal doesn't have Islam's technique. Not same technique, not same. Very good, very aggressive. Bilal never stops, a dog. Attack. But Islam is like smart, man. Boom, you know. Islam's level of wrestling is above. His stand-up game is improving. I don't think he could go stand-up in the beginning with Jack. Jack has way better hands, way better range, faster, stronger. But as the rounds go on later and later, he could do.
Recent videos, however, appear to disprove Masvidal's assertion. Training videos demonstrate Makhachev adapting with ease to the increased size, moving nimbly and quickly. He's not lumbering along, rather he appears quick, angling and striking his combinations together while dealing with the new weight. Makhachev's longtime coach, Javier Mendez, conceded that this fight will be extremely difficult, but not due to the additional weight. In Mendez's view, the actual threat is how well Jack Della Maddalena performs. JDM's skill set brings new challenges to the table that Islam has never seen, and Mendez appreciates that. Though he believes in his fighter, he's not diminishing JDM's skill, rather pointing out that this is an actual matchup between two combatants at the pinnacle of their careers.
Do you feel it's gonna be a tougher fight for him?
It's gonna be a super tough fight because Jack's bigger. You know, he's a bigger guy. He's used to that weight, #1. #2, he's well-rounded. He's good on the ground. He's good on the stand-up. He basically has good game plans. He comes in with a great game plan, and he punches really well. Good boxing, good kicking, good lean, good takedown defense, good jiu-jitsu, you know, good scrambles. He's good everywhere. Could take a good shot. This guy's a test for us. He's not an easy fight. If we prepare properly, we make this an easy fight. It's not because he was an easy opponent. We prepared properly, and we were fortunate enough to expose what we could and gain that position, but it could turn out to be a disaster fight also.
Mendez further dissected it by telling us exactly what makes JDM such a formidable threat. From his cool head in the heat of battle to his quick counterattacks and crisp boxing combinations, JDM has tools that might become issues even for the all-powerful fighter, Makhachev. Mendez also cited that JDM's calmness, even under pressure, makes him unpredictable. That unpredictability is what makes opponents fight tentatively, something that might break the rhythm of the bout entirely against him.
I think what makes JDM so dangerous, number one, he's unbeaten for quite a while.
Yep.
He's had quite a long win streak. And the fact that this guy mixes it up extremely well. He goes to the body, to the head. He doesn't just stick head hunting. He mixes it all up. He goes body, punch, boom, and then all of a sudden a kick comes. And with him, his takedown defense is really, really good also. So we are not in a situation where we can think, oh, we're going to go to the ground and we're going to, no, we got to see what he's going to give us. And we have to we're going to have to make him give us something, because I don't know if he's going to. He's really that good.
Michael Bisping also chimed in on the discussion, agreeing that JDM has tools that might provide the necessary edge. Bisping highlighted JDM's footwork, more refined striking, and staying light on his feet. In his view, JDM's striking appears a lot sharper than most of Islam's previous opponents. So, Makhachev can't just shoot for takedowns recklessly. Bisping opines that if JDM is able to remain on the outside and manage distance, the fight becomes extremely hazardous for Islam in no time.
Jack Della Maddalena is bigger. He showed that he can stop takedowns. On the feet, there's absolutely no question. Islam has improved with his striking, that's for sure. You can't deny that. Did pretty good on the feet against Dustin Poirier at times. However, that was probably because of the threat of the takedown. But Jack Della Maddalena is on another level. He's probably got the best, cleanest boxing in the UFC. And the footwork that he gets from the boxing is so useful to avoid the takedowns and to stay off the fence.
MMA Guru also entered his 2 cents into the debate, agreeing with JDM to score the victory. Guru said that JDM has made gigantic strides over the last year, and it's difficult to discount the way he's improved his striking IQ and defensive skills. In Guru's estimation, this isn't the same JDM who appeared on the scene before. This is a more measured, mature version who understands how to remain patient and capitalize on errors when they present themselves.
Belal has arguably proved more grappling dominance in terms of control and being able to physically manipulate larger men than Makhachev has, bruv. Poirier has a false hip. How is Makhachev going to handle a Poirier V2? That's what I want to know. How's Makhachev, forget V2 this, how's Makhachev going to handle a Poirier with 2 working hips and not a false blade joint hip attached to him? That's what I want to know. How's he going to handle a V3 Volk with actual heat in his hands and power and strength? Volk was smaller. There's no argument here. Makhachev's not way bigger out of camp 190 versus 215. He's not 215, dude. He's a 5'10" lean guy. He's not 215.
MMA Guru outlined how he believes JDM would in fact operate Makhachev in the octagon. He outlined it by stating that JDM's variety of striking would make Islam cautious, while his defensive abilities could serve to stuff takedowns or outmaneuver himself out of bad positions. Guru highlighted that JDM's secret would be keeping his back away from the cage, making Islam have to punch more than grapple. In Guru's view, this would enable JDM to select his shots and gradually wear Islam down.
I can't see Makhachev backing him up. I think it's going to be at range, and eventually as we get into the fight, JDM will just start pushing him backwards, drawing the shots out more obviously. And since JDM stopped jumping gillies, man, takedown defense elite. Islam will beat JDM, and in a couple years we will wonder how he was even a champion.
Guru didn't stop there. He also complimented JDM on how easily he disarmed Belal Muhammad, who's famous for possessing top-level grappling. In Guru's view, if JDM was able to shut down Belal's efforts, then Makhachev's wrestling shouldn't be difficult to handle. He noted that grappling strength doesn't amount to much if you can't close the distance and gain control. In Guru's opinion, JDM has already demonstrated that he can defend against top-level wrestlers, so Islam could have bigger issues than anticipated.
I'm going with Jack Della Maddalena here. That's my early lean. I'm leaning towards Jack Della Maddalena. There's just, I know I've seen fights where JDM has been taken down, and he broke his arm against Gilbert Burns and he got held down in moments, and even against Basil Hafez as well. The improvements that he showed in his takedown defense when going into that matchup against Belal Muhammad, and in his ability to get back up from bottom position, were massively improved. Like, it's insane to see the improvements he's made, and that comes from working with Craig Jones, which I truly believe is the answer.
Alexander Volkanovski concurred with this view, noting that JDM's increased confidence is a key factor. Volk is personally familiar with what it's like to battle Islam, and he feels confidence in your abilities is a part of the equation. He indicated that JDM appears to be a fighter who has confidence in his abilities and faith in his development. which will serve him well in keeping calm during intense situations. Volkanovski further stated that confidence tends to divide champions from losers during high-stakes fights, such as this one.
Islam Makhachev is going to be fighting Jack Della Maddalena. How do you think those two match up?
I think Jack's fight against Bilal was a perfect fight for leading into that. Just purely, you take a lot out of stop and takedowns, because again, there's every fighter's still going to have little doubts that are going to creep in. I'm sure Jack was going through that, being like, all right, worried about, what if he takes me down and all that. But the fact that he was able to stop it and feel so comfortable, I guarantee you he's leveled up again. His confidence in his takedowns has just went up significantly leading into this fight. I think his confidence is going to be at a whole nother level. So through camp, I guarantee you, if he's back in training right now, people trying to take him down are going to find it almost impossible. Only the top guys are going to have a chance of taking him down, and they're going to have a very hard time even holding him down.
Israel Adesanya also had something to say and wasn't afraid to support JDM in this fight. For Izzy, it's all about strike genealogy and fight IQ. Adesanya views JDM as a fighter that reads well, quickly adjusts, and capitalizes on errors. He thinks Islam has vulnerabilities that can be exploited by JDM with the appropriate strategy. For Izzy, this bout is one of precision and control, and he believes JDM has the tools and the mindset to accomplish it.
I think Della is going to get it done. I feel his scrambles are crazy.
Yeah, he's
even watching him with Bilal as well. Islam would feel like he bit off more than he could chew once he gets in there with him, because when he puts some things on him, he's like, oh shit, I'm not standing with this guy, I have to take him down. People don't realize how big Della is as well. He's solid.
Robert Whittaker also spoke up for JDM, noting that he has an X factor that most of Islam's past opponents don't have. Whittaker said that a lot of fighters who have fought Makhachev appeared scared, nearly defeated before the bout even began. JDM, though, does not have that fear. This mental resilience, as Whittaker calls it, sets JDM apart, as not only does he possess the skill, but the mentality to put Islam to the true test in ways we have never witnessed.
I'm going to go Jack. I think Jack has that X factor. I think he has the gut, the grit, the determination to fight the takedowns, to fight the ground, the takedown attacks that Islam is going to go for. And I think in a striking fight, straight up, Jack is better. I think he wins in the hands. Yeah. I think Jack's got the better game to strike over 5 rounds than Islam does as well, especially if Islam is trying to go for takedowns during the fight. Yeah. I think, and this is people sleep on Jack's grappling game. They sleep on his jiu-jitsu. I don't think Islam is going to be as gun-ho with the takedowns as everybody believes, because Jack has that level of offense off his back. From the things that I remember seeing in the Volk fight, their first pairing, I see the fight potentially going that way, but I think Jack's in a better position to take advantage of the things that Volk couldn't. I think he's got better hands, especially over 5 rounds with the longer arms and the reach, especially considering Islam's going to be trying to close that distance to get closer. Jack's tight fighting is so high level. Honestly, skill-wise, I think they both have their strengths. I don't think either one of them is overly superior in any which way. Islam would be a better wrestler, but Jack has the grappling to kind of threaten that. Not to mention, I think he's got the type boxing to make him pay for anything he doesn't pull off well.
Yeah.
I do think Islam has got the kick superiority. And if Jack doesn't address that, which he hasn't in a lot of his fights, the kicks, he's going to get kicked a lot, okay? Islam likes throwing kicks. He used that very well against Volk as well. I think that's going to be a game plan of Islam, is try and wear him down with those kicks, take a takedown when they see him, but I can see him really going heavy in the kicks. External factors aside as well, Jack has nothing to lose.
No, he doesn't.
You know what I mean? As well. And I think Islam's got everything to lose. He's the hottest prospect right now in MMA.
Yeah.
Carlos Prates also had this say, complimenting JDM on his significant improvements, but Henry Cejudo was quick to put some balance to the hype. It has improved as a fighter, JDM still won't be enough to defeat someone as whole as Islam, Cejudo claimed. Cejudo asserted that Makhachev's combination of striking, grappling, and experience at a championship level will be too much for him. He underscored that JDM is good, but Islam has fought in larger wars and he's demonstrated that he can emerge victorious.
I was thinking Jack Della Maddalena would lose. He got injury, and I was like almost 2 years without fight.
And then he come to different level, bro. He was like gonna be a board fight by points and things like that. But bro, what he did was really good work. He grew up a lot.
Yeah, but
he come a different level.
Yeah, but Islam is a different animal. If there's one thing that I could say in that fight, Islam Makhachev, he gets on top of you.
Yeah,
he's a blanket, bro. The top control that Islam has in comparison to Bilal is completely different.
Dan Hardy also gave his take, leaning in favor of Makhachev. Hardy explained that Islam's ability to control fights is unmatched, and he expects the same here. According to him, Islam's balance of pressure wrestling, suffocating top control, and improved striking makes him the more reliable pick. Hardy observed that although JDM has given glimpses of greatness, defeating a man like Islam takes more than glimpses. It takes total domination, and Hardy doesn't believe JDM is capable of that.
Islam can stay healthy and stay in that lightweight division for any longer, and I think right now he's allowed himself to move into a division where his body's just going to grow into it. He's going to be incredibly powerful. You know, I've been having a similar kind of conversation in my head with Crawford coming up against Canelo as well, you know what I mean? Like, what's Crawford going to look like going up a weight? And I think his body's ready to do it, same as Islam. And I just think Islam's all-round game is so problematic for any single fighter. I see him taking it, and I can see him probably a 50-50 striking exchange, Makhachev winning with a kicking advantage, but then he's grappling and his wrestling taking over, probably winning by sub in the championship rounds.
Before this fight even begins, title trouble for the victor already evaded. Kamaru Usman made public his desire to have his eyes set on the victor and would very much enjoy entering the cage with him. That indicates the amount of hype and quality involved in this fight. The attention is enormous, and the stakes keep rising. Whether it is Islam demonstrating he's still the dominant lightweight on the planet, or JDM pulling off the upset of a lifetime, this bout is becoming historic. Who do you believe wins it? Islam with his grinding approach, or JDM with his precision striking and momentum? Put your predictions in the comments, and don't miss out on liking, sharing, and subscribing for additional fight analysis.